What's up, everybody? It's your local vault keeper and the mischief of chaos theory production itself.
Hello, 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 peoples.
Well, it seems like everybody else was jumping on tonight, and I said, why not? We can do it too.
Well,
Uh,
yeah.
uh, I know it's been a while since, we've been on and things have been going on. So I thought, we'd fire it up tonight and have a little talk, especially you got to hear some of the stuff at the new property that I've been experiencing. And let me see if I can get it to play for some of you. It's just a short. Now, for everybody that's listening, that is not bear. Chaos can atone for that. I couldn't get chaos. I mean, I couldn't get bear to cooperate and bark when that was going on. But if you hear it at the very beginning, you can tell that's not a dog. And if you listen real carefully, you can tell it's not a dog. And before when I've told people that, or everybody here that's listening, that they try to mimic things, but sometimes they don't quite get it right. That's a good example. And I think I got another one now usually I don't make noises, but I was trying to get this one to do something. Now, the first thing you're going to hear is actually me, and then you're going to hear it again. You hear it, tink tink? Yeah, Tinkerbell was out there investigating with me. Let's see if this one's got it better. That was.
I'm sorry. I just giggle every time you do that.
I wasn't trying to mimic it. I was just trying to make noise to see if it would mimic me. And you can ask Chaos. It was sitting there. Like I said, now there's actually a video to this. I sent it to Chaos. In the video, Chaos can attest. There's I've got a target sitting down there, and I've got markers set up. And from where I'm standing to the target, which is the wood line, it is roughly 80 yards. This thing is in the wood line a good way, so it's 100 yards plus, and that's how loud it is on my cell phone.
Oh, you're right. By the way, I forgot to tell you when I was on the phone with you earlier that I popped my headphones on, my really good ones that I'm using right now, and you can hear the tink tink tink, the thumping.
Yeah,
it's like a really light thumping, but
I would put it up better for people to hear tonight, but for some reason, Vault has misplaced a cord that hooks up the freaking cell phone to the soundboard. I don't know how I did that. But anyway, like I said, in the recording, I could hear it on my ears. And I told Chaos to go back and listen. You could hear thump, thump, thump. And then this thing is in the background. But like I said, no, I was not trying to mimic them, so don't think that. I was just trying to get them to actually mimic me or change the noise. Because this is actually daylight when this is going on. But they're, like I said, they're 100 yards plus. I don't know exactly how far back in there, but they're close enough and loud enough that I picked them up on my cell phone. That's happening right out the back door of the cabin that I bought right here. Well, man, we're already up to 7 people.
Nice. See, I where I'm in StreamYard, I can see the chat. I just can't talk in the chat, but I can see who's there and what people are saying and all that stuff. So
I'm going.
Actually, it actually is a Bigfoot. Mike, it actually is.
Yeah, I'm going to play it again for the ones that just got here. No, you got to listen. You notice it tries to break into a dog / I don't know if a dog slash coyote, wolf, that it, like I said, it can't make its mind up what sound it wants to make. So, I'm talking about, that was the first key. The first time I heard it, I was like, that ain't right.
Well,
It,
the thing that got me was that, and when we were talking about it earlier, is that it must be some juveniles,
yes.
because if it were an elder, they'd be able to make different sounds. And the reason why I say that is because if it's a younger squatch, then what it sounds like to me is something in distress. And if they're younger, that's primarily going to be the sound that they'd be able to replicate because they'd hear it quite a bit.
Yep.
And actually, I think how I said it earlier, it sounds like something that's being eaten. You know what I mean? So it probably would be easier to make that sound now. What I was saying, if it was an older one, then it would make probably a different sound because it would know better, to be able to like make a call or something like that. I don't know if it makes any sense what I'm saying, but
Oh yeah, it makes sense. Like I said, I don't know if it's trying to mimic, a prey or what. I just know. All right. Before that, like I said, I didn't catch bear because I was trying to do this all at. Everybody's always like, "Well, we want to hear it." So I'm like, "Why it's going on?" I'm thinking, "Oh yeah, my cell phone." I take it out and I start doing a little video to try to catch this because it's too damn hard to just hit audio. So I just did video. Just hit the video record button and did it. Bear is way deeper and louder than that. You can ask Chaos because he was going off before this thing. Because right when I was on the phone with Chaos when this was first going off, and at first they were way off. I'm talking about they were way off because you could barely hear them. You could barely hear the whoo. And Chaos was like, what was that? I was like, that's them. They'll be here in a little bit. Because bears in the background, like bears, like "Rrr, rrr, rrr, rrr." Well, he's standing up on the porch by Tink Tink, and he's just looking at me. He's wanting to go where they're at. I won't let him. He's looking at me like, "Can I go? Can I go? Can I go?" But yeah, that's the stuff that I've been picking up, and then all the choppers and and stuff that's just been going nuts over here.
oh,
I don't.
dude, you've had a lot of sketchy stuff going on.
Yeah,
Like for instance, some of the pictures that you sent me about the funky handprints on your window, and that happened to you while you were on the phone with me earlier in the week. That's wicked.
yeah, because to give chaos, I took pictures of this inside and out, and for someone, what's going on, Aaron? For it wasn't someone because I had someone stand by the window outside. The window, well, you say that window's, I didn't measure it. I should have measured it. What, the window's probably 7 foot from the bottom of the window to the ground.
Oh, dude, just what you sent me was like something out of a Japanese horror movie because I've only ever seen that crap in a horror movie.
I
You know
don't
what I
want,
mean? It's like, ugh.
yeah. And see, what's weird is the handprints are not there now. I can take a picture of it, send it to you right now. I'm sitting right in front of that window, and there's no handprints, and I haven't cleaned it
So there's
because
like no residue from anybody. I mean,
oh,
I just couldn't see anybody just climbing down from like the roof of your house and putting their hands on that friggin' thing and then all of a sudden just disappearing and you not see it. So,
that happened. I just happened to look over out the window and notice there's handprints. And what really caught my eye is the top of the window is where one set of prints are, but the way the prints were positioned, they had to be coming. Someone had to be hanging off the roof to touch the window. If that makes sense to y'all, the fingers were pointed down, and you can see it in the picture. And like I said, I don't have the pictures loaded up on my computer to show you. I should. This was a impromptu throwing up a video moment, and I haven't talked to anyone or seen anyone in a while, and that's because, like I said, I've had a bunch of stuff going on here that I just haven't had time. I'm talking about everybody wants evidence and stuff, and that's what I've been trying to get together and collect. And you can ask Chaos every night. I call him, and it's like something different's going on. And then Chaos
well,
Chaos has had all kind of crazy crap. Y'all need to go listen to his. video on the Chaos Theory production. Matter of fact, hold on just a second.
Chaos Effect, yeah. Which
Yep.
one? I got a few up. I got a few new ones up. I mean, I've had to work a lot, so I haven't been able to put that as many up as I want. But
Hold on just a second. We gonna put some stuff in the chat. Uh,
Kyle, you are 100% right on that one. You are 100% right. Well, hey, well, how about while you're doing what you're doing, I'll talk about what's been going on around here.
go ahead, because I'm putting some links in the chat.
Well, the building that I live in is 3 apartments. You know, I'm on the first floor, and then there's the second, the third. Duh, right? But the lady that used to live right above me on the second floor is Alice. She was just, well, I mean, had to be in her 70s. I mean, let's just say that she was definitely elderly, but she was a wicked spitfire, nice lady, and she passed away last year. And let's see, some of her family came and they completely cleaned the apartment, and new landlords came by and they shut down all the water, turned them right off at the hard shutoffs. And not long, probably maybe like a night or two after she passed, lights start flickering. Now, that doesn't happen in my apartment building. I mean, unless the bulbs need to be changed. So that's what I did. I changed a few light bulbs, rock and roll. It was probably fine for about 15 or 20 minutes, and they started flickering again. I'm like, okay, something's weird is going on. And this place kind of had a little bit of residual energy anyway. Where it's coming from, I really don't know. I can only make guesses. But what little information I have anyway. So the long and short of it is that we had this leak upstairs that went down into my laundry room, and which is totally odd because, when they went up there, I mean, they took every precaution necessary to make sure there was no water being fed to even the hard shutoffs in the basement, the whole 9 yards. Even took his wet dry vac and tried to suck all the water out of it. And I thought they did a pretty good job. You know what I mean? The next thing you know, we've got a leak. I've been hearing someone walking around upstairs. So, if somebody's getting into my apartment building right above me when nobody's supposed to be up there. So I'll go up there and I'm checking doors and windows. They're all locked. There's no signs of forced entry. I mean, it literally seems like it's just been vacant for a while. So it's just really odd. I mean, not to mention some funky stuff going on in the skies, man. I mean, it's like the activity dies down for a little while and then it picks right back up again with force. So I don't really know what's so special about the place where I live, but it's just awful strange. And you've been dealing with that too.
Yeah, like I said, mine's been more physical. Like I said, I've had choppers within a mile of my house. And I ain't talking about just one or two. I'm talking about like several. And they've been landing out in wooded areas in the middle of the night. I've got vehicles going into wooded areas that I can't even find who owns the land. And yeah, Aaron, I talked to him earlier, and thanks. Yeah, I know it's been a long time. Like I said, I've been busy doing, man, I've been on a couple of other shows talking to people and stuff like that, but I've been collecting so much freaking stuff and then talking to Chaos and then doing like, I'm sorry, y'all. Like I said, it's going to get a little bit more regular again. And like I said, it's just, there's not enough hours in the day. My days usually last about 30 hours. and Chaos has had work, kids, doing everything he's been putting up. And like I said, y'all need to go check out his channel because he's got a lot. Look, he was in the middle of an investigation, y'all, about UFOs at the Blueberry Plains. And in the middle of his investigation, his shit starts dying. And then shit starts coming up in the sky.
Well, I sent you that little video that I had.
Oh, yeah.
And that was really, here's the cool thing about that was that me and my UFO guy are in the plains, and you've got this really bright orange illuminated object flying around us. I mean, literally, this thing is doing circles the whole time. It dips down below the tree line. I don't see it for a little while, so I'm like, all right, well, that was really weird. And next thing I know, it's I happen to turn around and I see it coming around, and it stops and starts dancing and pulsing, and that's when I was able to catch a little bit on video. And my phone decides that it's gonna. I didn't realize I had to charge it, but no, what can you do? But the thing that really got me was that a couple of days later, there was an article that a big orange UFO or light was spotted over 3 corresponding towns not that far away from us, and a lot of people had seen it. So that was kind of that was kind of wild, and everything that it was doing when we were out there is the same thing that other people reported, right down to the look of it, the bright illumination, the dying down, the pulsing, the dancing. It's moving slow, then speeding up, and all the kind of classic signs. It was pretty good.
Everybody knows I don't really do the paranormal, and I don't do the UFO thing, but chaos has had me falling down the rabbit hole a little bit. And I want the more I pay attention to different stuff, it's odd. Like I said, I've got all this odd occurrences going out. And what's funny is, all right, the back of this cabin, that's where everything's going on. There's a road in front of me, and there's several hundred acres right in front of me that, like I said, I can't find out who owns it. It's just a plot number, and that's it. No one at the county where I'm at or nothing else can tell me who owns this land, and that's odd. But I've got helicopter. And when I say helicopter, you can see the road. You can feel the rotor wash off the choppers as they're flying over, because that's how low they are. And then I've got lights that's going through the woods that are lighting up the sky in the woods. But I got a question to ask everybody, since we got 14 people in here, and maybe some others will come back. I've been talking to Cass about something, and I got contacted by a really well-known radio host about going, I guess you call it going broadband, whatever, going radio syndicate. And there's a big radio syndicate show that is wanting us to come to XM radio, satellite radio, and to be put out over the airs with, like I said, several people. One main person that everyone knows. I don't have permission to use his name. I'm pretty sure he wouldn't care, but he didn't tell me I could use his name, so I'm not going to do that. But I wanted everybody's opinion. Would y'all rather stay here, or would y'all rather be able to turn on your regular radio and listen to us? Yeah, the lizard man thing happened a while back. It happened like back last summer, or
was that already that long ago? Jeez.
Yeah, that was that long ago. Nobody knew about it because I wasn't broadcasting it, because I didn't know what the hell was going on. And like I said, I haven't seen one since. Don't care to see one since, because they're probably not going to be friendly with me, because one of them, I don't know what they did. I don't know if they buried him, cremated him, ate him, or what they did. Yeah, Jeremy. Yeah, it's been a while. Damn, we're already up to 20. Well, thank everybody.
Nice.
Yeah, like I said, I'm sorry I haven't been around. Like I said, I've been burning the candle in the middle, both ends, and I'm trying to light some other places. And like I said, we got some other stuff in the works, but to be okay. Well, this guy that I'm talking about, like I said, without saying his name, I think I can say this. He's done a couple of movies. One of them is private, and you go from there. That's the radio host that I'm talking about. So maybe y'all can figure it out from there.
I see what Soul Boogie was saying. Yeah, truth be told, I mean, everybody, it's almost like that YouTube here is like the new alternative for radio and like media, honestly. I mean, more people tune into YouTube than they do anything else. So, I mean, I can definitely see that, you know what I mean? But
Well, the reason why I'm thinking about doing it is because you can ask Chaos. This is from being on this side, not only a listener, but someone that puts out content. YouTube is, oh, every time you turn around, they're putting up more restrictions, more this, more that. And it's, you know what? Vault don't jump through hoops very well. And I got a feeling before long they're going to come up with some reason why I've done something for them to try to take my channel down legally this time. So I'm putting backups in place. I'm not saying, I won't put something on here as long as, because I'm not signing crap that says I can't do. Vault does not do well when you tell him not to do something. If you tell me not, you can ask Kay. You tell me not to do something, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, I ran into that earlier tonight, as a matter of fact, I have to say. But, so yeah. For me personally, I can't. It's unfathomable for me that we could do something like that. I mean, I know we're fun to listen to, and I'm not trying to like downplay us or anything like that. But I'm just a local. You know what I mean? I'm just a local that something like this would be like all new for me and be like, would, that many people want to listen to us and tune in like every week or something like that? But then again, you never know.
I know they do XM radio, series radio, and I know they do a regular, I think KT10, some crap like that. I'm not exactly sure that's actually it. And see, that'd be the other thing. I would have to keep that wrote down in big letters everywhere because I always want you to say, listen to Katie. The vault is very subject. That's going to be Chaos's job.
Who, me?
Yeah, you. What do you mean? Your feet don't fit no branch.
And all right.
Since we got 20 people listening, I'm going to play the little thing again. So everyone that just now came, that way can't nobody say, well, I didn't hear it. All right. Everybody listen. This is not a dog. Mm-hmm. and if anybody knows dogs don't do that. They don't just no. They and keep, and drown, carry it on out. This thing can't figure out what kind of noise it wants to make. The first one was kind of a howl hoot, and then it went into the whole gambit of being an owl. I don't know. It sounds like a little bit of dog, wolf, and coyote all mixed together and it doesn't end the way it should. Yeah, it's definitely not a dog. And that's it's more than 100 yards away unless I picked it up with a cell phone, just recording.
I mean, besides, if it was anything being eaten, you know what I mean, then it would make a heck of a lot more noise than that. You know what I mean?
I wish I could have got the night. All right, there are some coyotes around here. There was one coyote going. I think I was talking to you on the phone. And there was a bunch of coyotes going off and everything. I told you, and all of a sudden one just makes this horrible ass tricking like you got squashed. This is the easiest thing I can tell you what it's. It got like it got in the way and got because it's in the middle of going and then it's like
okay, that's not good.
He might should have shut up. But Chaos has got a good idea. I didn't think about that until he said it. It sounds like something dying, and maybe these things are it's mimicking what it had heard before of an animal dying, and that's what it did. I don't know, because Bear right before this, I didn't get Bear in it, unfortunately. Bear is like roar, roar. And I told Chaos, I said, it's something's fixing to go on. They're coming. They're in way off in the background. You can kind of hear the whoo. Chaos goes, what was that? I said, that's them. They're coming. And probably 15 minutes later, this comes up. So, I said, that's stuff I've been doing. I've been trying to gather and get a bunch of evidence together for y'all so we can do this big, long show where I can put it up and Q&As and trying to get everything. Look, this is time consuming, and trying to gather it and then get it together and then have time to put it out for everybody. There ain't enough hours in the week, much less a day.
You've been kind of bombarded lately, if you think about it. I mean, when you started seeing that, really strange, weird orb / light in the sky, whatever the heck it was,
I don't know.
And then all the helicopters and the squatch and the funky handprints on the window. You're like, I, as a matter of fact, recall answering the phone. Hey, what's up? And you're like, how you doing normally? But then you're like, why is it I'm seeing more shit because of you? I'm like, well, you talk to me a lot. So, I mean, I tell you all the stuff I'm going through,
Yeah, I got enough crap going on. And then all of a sudden, like I said, I was sitting on my sofa going through emails, and there's a door right across from me that has this big glass window. And I just happened to glance up, and I don't know, probably a mile in the woods across from me, right above the treetops, there's this orb. And now I looked at it through some binoculars and stuff. From my perspective without it, it looked like it was probably the size of a basketball. So there's no telling how actual big. It's hard to judge size in the freaking air at distance. Mm-hmm. I'm figuring it was way, way bigger than that. And it was changing colors. Now, it wasn't blinking. It was like phasing through colors, like, like a strobe light. It would be red, yellow, a greenish, a vibrant blue, and then kind of go back to a red. And I've not, it was no kind of plane of anything I've ever seen. Planes don't use those colors. The blue and the greenish color. I've never seen those. I'm not saying that they don't, but I've never seen them. And the lights on planes blink, they flash. This was not flashing. This was strobing. Like, you'd go through one solid color, change, and go through that solid color, and it did that for a while, and then it kind of went across, and then it was bright enough that it went down like in the trees, below the trees, and it was lighting up the sky. Now, I'm nowhere near a city. You can ask Chaos. It's pitch black around here without anything going on, and then that thing was like a beacon in the sky. So,
yeah, that's a very telling type of thing. And then all of a sudden, you've got the blacked out vehicle, the vehicles with the blacked out windows, the helicopters, all the strange movement moving in and out of that one area is just like, geez, and that's like right across the street from your house. So, that's something else, man. That is, that's some really cool activity.
You're going to get a little bit more detailed. Someone asked, because I'm looking and I can't see their name right this minute.
Yeah, Samuel Hatton.
Yeah. Okay, I can't see the name the way I got my screen. I just see it's like covered up by some stuff. Anyway, they want to know about the booger surrounding me. You're going to get a lot more detail now. I've had that happen so many times and been called out to check on stuff.
Yeah, and by the way, hello to everybody that said hi in the in the chat, and we were just kind of rambling on there. I mean, I don't have my laptop with me, so I'm just kind of doing the thing on the phone and through the thing that we're doing, through the StreamYard, I can see everybody commenting in the chat, but I can't actually say anything. So I just want to let everybody know that, hey, how you doing? I would have said hi to everybody. So
yeah, you know what? I hadn't even went to see if I think the same chat that everybody's typing in is what we're seeing. Hold on one second.
Yeah, it is. It is definitely the chat, because I'm seeing everything. I just can't type in the chat with my phone, so I don't quite have that option, which is all right because I can, look in and see it as it scrolls. But yeah. So what was it? Last weekend when we were talking, you called me up and I had to let you go because I had that's right. We talked about my buddy from work that him and his two friends decided they were going to go up to the Mount Hope Cemetery. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and his this weird synchronicity. If anybody who's into the whole synchronicity thing, I initially wasn't, but now that a lot of certain things are happening, like, we've kind of gotten into the side of talking about, UFOs and strange lights in the sky, and then you're having this happen right there across from your place. And so here I am. I'm planning, a few episodes ahead. Like the next episode of the Chaos Effect, I'm gonna do like a kind of get back to my roots and do a paranormal story time. I've got 3 really cool ghost stories. A couple involving houses, one involving certain different places, kind of like something attached itself to somebody. And as a matter of fact, one of those stories just happens to be someone in the chat, but I ain't going to say nothing. I ain't giving nothing away, but thank you. So anyway,
I don't know about one. You're holding out on me.
Well, I mean, I've told you a little bit about it, but we've been kind of enthralled in the whole kind of weird stuff going on at both our places here. And so anyway, the next episode because I want to kind of get into the Halloween season a little more, like a little early. And so now for this coming, for the episode after that, I wanted to do some haunted places in Maine type of thing. And I'm planning out, okay, I'm going to talk about this place. I'm going to talk about this place. Well, one of the places I was going to talk about was Mount Hope Cemetery in Bangor. And because that's a super, super charged area, not to mention the fact that they built it on Indian burial ground land, which is not the best idea, but at least they kept with the concept, right? I mean, if there was any positive things to come out of that, which there isn't. But anyway, I digress.
What I thought was funny about that is all of a sudden you said the name of that cemetery, and I'm like, wait a minute, I've been there, and I started describing the cemetery to you.
So
I've been a long time ago, and then you told me what you told me. Go ahead with the story.
Well, here's the thing. So last week, this was, let's see, we had a 4-day weekend last weekend. So this is Friday morning. And a buddy of mine from work, young kid, he's only 18. He's a young guy. And I think you'd be able to tell that when he's a solid dude. He really is a solid dude. He's a good kid. And I don't say that lightly about pretty much anybody. But he messages me 10 o'clock Friday morning, and he's like, hey, dude, you got to call me. I'm like, all right. So I give him a ring, and I'm like, what's going on? You all right? He's like, me and my friends went up to Mount Hope Cemetery. And I'm like, the Mount Hope Cemetery in Bangor? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, what? So he goes on to start to tell me what. I'm like, stop. Don't tell me right now. Because I was in the middle of like 3 things, and I'm like, are you busy later? So Saturday night, he came over to the house, and we sat in my recording studio, which is an 09 Ford Fusion. But anyway, well, my house is loud. I mean, I'm on the porch because I finally moved my slow ass and got it super cleaned out. So I don't know if I'm reverberating an echo or anything like that. But if I sound good here, then I know that I can do some recording out here. But anyway, we sat in my studio, and he told me the story. And I think after I edit it, I'll get a good 35 minutes out of that story. I just thought it was really crazy because here I am going into this just super haunted cemetery. And now my buddy calls me up and goes, hey, I was just at the cemetery. And I'm like, oh. So, and his story is pretty crazy. I mean, he does a very good job of recounting what he heard. And I was a little bit blown away. And I mean, I always ask people to listen in good faith, like with the stories in the next episode and with this and with the one that I put out a couple of weeks ago. You don't have to believe. I mean, you could be listening to us and not believe a damn thing we're saying, and that is totally all right. But just listen in good faith. As I've always learned, the craziest sounding people and the craziest sounding stories may not be full of it. You know what I mean? It sounds crazy to us because we live these mundane lives unless you actually deal with that stuff. So I'm a little bit more open to stories like this. But his story was just insane. And I mean, after I get done with this video, I'm going to start editing that and putting this next one together. So I think I got a couple of good ones coming up. I reached out to a few paranormal guys. And what I mean by like people who like investigate the paranormal. I got one that turned me down, which is a bummer because they're right here out of Lebanon, which is about, I don't know, 15 minutes, 20 minutes away from me. And, you know, they do some paranormal stuff and they turned me down and it's okay. It's all good. I talked to another guy who is one of in our YouTube family. He wants to come on and that'd be totally cool. I'm just trying to, you know, set up the time for that and all that stuff because we both live pretty busy lives. But I also messaged somebody else that investigates a very haunted house up Maine. So I'm going to see if I can hear back from him. Maybe we'll get lucky and get some pretty cool stuff up for, you know, coming October. Either way, you know.
Look, you got a full plate going on. Now I'm talking about he's got a bunch of stuff going on. And I'm gonna have some more guests on soon, very soon, for the month of Halloween. Like me and Chaos have been talking and planning, and we want to do some stuff on his channel, want to do some stuff over here, and I'm not going to let any surprises out of the bag. You never know where. I've been put it this way. You never know where you may hear us.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, Cryptic Quid 253, how you doing, buddy? Bass, Sam, Fred, I saw you come in earlier, man. Rock and roll.
Yeah, they've been sneaking in here, left and right.
Erupt Duck, how you doing, dude? So, but yeah, it's just been some really freaky stuff going on because I, you know, both of us went through a period where it was just relatively, it kind of almost kind of felt like normal life, and then everything just kind of ramps itself up. It's just weird how energy ebbs and flows and all that stuff. And I mean, I took a coffee ride with a buddy of mine earlier this afternoon, and some of the stuff we were talking about, I was just like, geez, dude. You know what I mean? It would just hit some pretty heavy subjects. I mean, I don't know that I actually want to go into that here because some of it's kind of touchy, but it's just weird, man.
I'm feeling kind of vaultish.
Okay. I mean, when you say you're feeling vaultish, I imagine you're going to want to go left. So is it a meandering left, or is it like a NASCAR 200-mile-an-hour left?
I don't know.
Over and over.
I'm fixing to drop a link in the chat and see where it goes.
Oh, maybe somebody wants to join in and talk to us.
Yeah, let's see if anybody's got the cojones. There's
the Ghost Brothers. I'll look that up. I'll look that up, Quinn. I'll look it up. The Ghost Brothers.
Hey, they're hilarious.
Are they?
Yes.
I've never heard of them, so you've never told me about them. So I'll check them out. I'll check them out probably tomorrow or something like that. Next day.
Yeah, there's one episode that they've made up. I think it was a circle or something, a safety circle they made up or whatever they wanted to call it. And they're talking, trying to invoke the spirit. And all of a sudden something like knocks shit off a shelf, and this little black dude's, and he's like, nope, ain't happening. He just takes off.
Yep. Yep. You know what's weird is that I've got this weird feeling that the reason why stuff is kind of ramped up is for me personally, you know, the whole Halloween season, Festival of Samhain, all that stuff, it culminates in like 2 or 3 days. You know, from the 31st to the 2nd, I think it is, or 1st, I think it all depends. And you know, those 3 days or those 2 days, everything is just supercharged. Like the veil is weak. So you're seeing a lot more stuff. Stuff comes through more prevalently. Now, I'm not so much talking about, you know, lights in the sky, but just kind of everything else. I mean, even the squatch get worked up. I'm very interested to see what happens with them, where there's such natural creatures that they'd be able to, you know, how they're going to react to like the barriers being thing. Because it would be foolish of me to think that it wouldn't affect them because they are part of the natural world. So, but it's just, I mean, through the whole month, like to the middle, like to the middle of September on through, things just seem to be, energy just seems to be ramping up. It's kind of weird, exciting, and a little weird at the same time.
Well, Halloween to me is like Christmas. I don't care nothing about Christmas. I'm sorry, y'all. But Halloween to me is like Halloween to me is Christmas to me for like y'all, like y'all celebrate Christmas. That's how I celebrate. I love Halloween. Love everything about it because it's just
Yep.
me. But yeah, hey, there's a link in the chat. If you feel froggy, click it. I'll let you come in. We can talk about whatever you want to.
Yeah. I mean, and as far as Halloween goes, being, Halloween's one of my absolute favorite holidays, always had. And it's Oakley's favorite holiday. Like, he loves Halloween. And I'm just happy that there are going to be some people that are actually going to do the trick-or-treating thing. And I mean, I think it's going to be all safe. I think the majority of people that I saw online around my area are just pretty much going to leave big buckets of candy out so kids can grab whatever and, kind of try to make it as safe but still fun as possible. And which is pretty cool because I have a plague doctor outfit that I'm going to put on. I think Oakley's going to be Darth Vader, and he's all excited about that. But yeah, I think I'm going to do the plague doctor thing just because it would be fun. So yeah, a little creepy.
I think I'm going to go as myself.
Damn.
Either that or a normal person. That's more scarier to me than anything.
Friggin' nowadays it is. Holy. Nowadays it is. Look, so you ain't got no one clicking links yet, huh?
No, I ain't got nobody to take the bait yet. I'll do it again. Here you go.
Well, it's still there, so I mean, I see it. Oh, there it is again. Boom. Come on, people, don't make me beg. Please.
Take a chance. Come in.
Yeah. Yeah, I could sing earlier. I mean, I was singing earlier in the car, by the way. Yeah, I do that stuff. Mine was more Metallica than anything else, but
Yeah, Bear don't like it when I sing.
sometimes I like to sing to Peter Frampton. Frampton comes alive.
But well, I said it's been interesting the last month. I know it has been. I know it may have been longer than that, but I think you're fixing to start doing some call-in stuff on your channel.
Me? Five the technology. I mean, I did sit there and design. I totally forgot to pull it out and show you the picture, but I did actually, because where I'm so low tech, I don't have I can't, we were talking about soundboards earlier, and I can't do with my soundboard like you do with yours. But yeah, out there, first kids to see it will grab it and run. Yeah, well, don't worry. I plan to be out there in my plague doctor outfit, so but
if a kid comes out here and grabs a bucket of candy, they're bad lost. Yeah, they're bad off because, like I said, they took several wrong turns, and they're probably just knocking on the door looking for the road to get back to civilization.
Yeah, definitely. I what was I gonna say? Damn, I can't remember. I'm getting old, man. I'm telling you, can't even hold my train of thought. I can't even speak. I
was 100 years ago, so. Yeah, I'm like a cockroach. Heaven doesn't want me in hell. Scared I'll take over. So.
Yeah, definitely. That stinks, Quinn. Man, that COVID kind of canceled Halloween. But then again, I think in the greater Seattle area, there were probably other things that canceled Halloween too. So it just stinks the way everything's kind of going. I feel bad for. I mean, I'm sure the majority of people around here probably aren't going to be giving candy, but I think there's going to be a group where we'll be able to kind of eke out something in my area.
Vault refuses to cancel Halloween. I'd rather cancel Christmas. So
right.
Vault says we're having Halloween regardless. So
yeah. Well, we got to do something a little different, because if normally, on a normal Halloween, I guess you could say, we do it for 2 nights. I mean, the town that I work in is only about 15 minutes away. So, they do it on Beggar's Night, which is the night before. And we go there with the kids and get all kinds of candy. And then we'll do it in our town the next night. So we usually get 2 nights out of it. So, I mean, if we can get just something out of it, I mean, that would be cool. And then, the wife and I can probably try to figure out something cool, you know what I mean, for the boys. I mean, Henry, he's older, not so much, but mostly for like Oakley, that type of thing, for the little guy, because he's 5, dude. He don't know. So we want to try to make life as normal as humanly possible. But then again, I mean, this whole thing that was going on is generally kind of, we've been able to slide under the radar because we live under the radar anyway. So as far as all that goes,
I think I'm radar proof. I stay under the radar.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's life hasn't. We never really. If we go to a playground, it's going to be when nobody's there, because we're just like, we're generally isolationists anyway, if that's the right word for it. I don't know if I'm using the right terminology, but we generally tend to stay away from people and crowds of people anyway, just because I'm paranoid. But as far as all that goes, but
I just learned my lesson. Do not open drinks in the dark when you cannot see. I thought,
oh, that's rough.
Yeah, I thought I grabbed the Dr. Pepper and I grabbed I don't know what the hell this is. Oh, it's a vanilla. Who the hell put this in here? How did this even get a vanilla? But hold on, I'm trying to use the light of the computer to read this. A vanilla cherry Coke.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I honestly, I can't even drink normal soda anymore with the whole diabetic thing. You know what I mean? I've completely cut that type of stuff out of my life because I was drinking so much soda I didn't even realize that I was the one drinking all the soda in the house. Yeah. But
the vanilla is not vault flavor. Well, that I want to shave my tongue now.
Shave my tongue.
Yeah. That gross.
I like that. Vault lives with the GPS, asks you for directions. That's friggin' awesome.
GPS works around here.
If you could even pull a signal, you'd be lucky.
Well, look, you know how long it took them to get freaking damn net out here. And I had to go meet them to bring them here. He duck just because.
Does it mean somebody's not out to get? Oh, I know there are some that are out to get me. I know that. Those are the ones out to get me. I can't actually hide from. So it's like,
my motto is DTA. You know what that means? Don't anybody.
Okay, don't trust any. All right, I know what DTF means, but DTA. I had to think about that one for a moment.
Yeah, don't trust anybody. Yeah. Well, here lately, every time I talk to Chaos, something shows up in the freaking sky. So I stopped talking about it here for a while, except for tonight.
I'll tell everybody about this past Tuesday night, the newest, because I haven't seen anything since then. But Tuesday, there was a couple of cases of COVID at work, and the place did a really good job actually of shutting down certain areas and doing everything they had to do. So we had this past Monday off so they could do the bombing they needed to do whatever it was. And so the work week was Tuesday to Friday, 4/10s. So Tuesday night, is there somebody in here?
No, that was I accidentally hit a button.
Oh, okay.
If I don't accidentally hit a button, it's not a vault show.
Well, you got to. It's just it's tradition. Let's just say that it's tradition. But anyway, so I decided that I was going to do some cooking Tuesday after I get out of work, and I made a bunch of stuffed green peppers, egg rolls, that type of thing, and so about 9 o'clock Tuesday night, we were running some stuff to the other end of town to Lady Chaos's mom so she could have a little something, and we're coming down. We're almost to her house. And the weird thing about it was, even though it was 9 o'clock on a Tuesday, there's always at least somebody out on the road. There wasn't anybody out on the road around us. which was really strange for me. But I'm like, all right, maybe everybody's sleeping, whatever. I wish I could have been at that point. But she all of a sudden puts her face right up to the top of the windshield. She's like, look at that. And as we're coming through almost to the parking lot of the building complex her mom lives in, there's this green light that is flying across the sky, and it slows down and comes to a stop. And at this point, I'm looking at it too. And it illuminates to the point where it kind of looks like a sparkler on the edges. I don't know if there's like really fizzy, almost like stuff kind of, I don't know if I'm explaining it right. Using the sparkler analogy is the best that I can come up with. And then it dims right down and boom, shoots off at a 90-degree angle. It's like, whoa.
Hell.
Yeah. Yes.
Now, I just, when the StreamYard start limiting you to your life, I just got a 10-minute warning. We're reaching an hour.
Really?
It limits you now to an hour.
Really?
Or at least it's limiting me. I guess it's trying to shut me up.
Well, maybe it's probably the reason why most people aren't using StreamYard anymore. Who knows? So we always get the message late.
Yeah, OBS is I tried to use that. That's too much aggravation and trouble, and screw that.
I'm going to tell you, like we said earlier, people are like, OBS is easy once you get to use it. No, it's not. I don't care what anybody says. I spend hours trying to figure that shit out, and I cannot.
No, I'm not. No, we're reaching Vault's technical fucking limits, but for the ones in the chat that hasn't heard it, I'm gonna play it one more time. And
how many people we got in the chat now?
It says 25, but
okay, that'll work.
I'm showing. There's a bunch of people typing in now that I haven't seen before. And
I know that too. I see that. So we're like Cryptic Quid, Duncan McCock. Am I saying that right? Duncan McCock. Okay, never mind. I get it now. Reese. Reese. That's a pretty good name, actually. Duncan. I can almost picture Paul saying that. Hey, Duncan McCock. You know what I mean? So that's pretty cool. I like that.
Here you go, Duncan. I'm not going to say the last part. You're not getting me.
Yeah, we're going to get shut down because I just can't stop giggling. I think it's funny.
All right, here we go. And this is not a troll, by the way.
Yeah.
I got to wait till chaos stops. Hold on.
I'm sorry. He's like, yeah, you got it. Okay, I'll shut up now.
All right, I'm going to play it one more time. I think I am. Like I said, that was off the back porch of the cabin I'm in right now. So, and I swear I heard one go off about 10 minutes ago, but I got headphones and shit on, and I'm like, I don't know if that was me actually hit the button over here or if it was actually going off outside.
I could hear it. It was a little lower than the last time, but I could definitely hear it.
Yeah. And damn, somebody wrote a novel over here. Hold on.
Yeah, Duncan, that's definitely a cool name. Typhoon, the Last Titan's pretty good too. Have you guys like changed your names at all? Like at all? Has anybody like been under a different name and then I'm just kind of seeing a new moniker now or something like that? Or am I just that old that my memory's that bad?
What is the Troll Brothers?
No, it said this is for the trolls, bro. This is for the Troll Brothers. Ooh.
Okay. I thought I read it right.
Yeah, well, you did. It just in a different context. Yeah, but I got you. It's cool, man. I like some of the names I've been seeing out there now, man. They're pretty funny.
I just got another 5-minute warning. All right. Well, I tell you what, just in case this damn thing shuts us off, we're gonna go ahead and end this one, I guess. I'll let Chaos go first, and then I'll head us out.
Well, everybody, please be safe because you never know what's lurking around the corner, or in this case, right above your heads.
And as always, Sweet nightmares.